Yearly sports game releases come and go, usually promising big changes but only delivering little nips and tucks. But this year's FIFA 17 has lured us in with the promise of what we'll call Mass Effect football?
Yes, it's like BioWare found some balls.
Now it's with Hunter. Great build-up. Lost. Saved by the... Got his shot off now. Goal at last. The first goal of the game.
Yes, this year's FIFA 17 has added a single-player story mode. Called The Journey, you play the role of aspiring young footballer Alex Hunter.
You never forget that first kick.
You can't change his name or customize his look, and that's because Hunter's story is baked in with a set cast of characters. He has a loving mum,
Today's about you, Alex.
a retired football legend for a granddad,
Things have certainly changed since my day.
a jerky friend,
Yeah, been busy, mate. No, it is.
and there's a variety of fictional and real players who weave in and out of the story as you strive to be the best mate.
Oh, excuse me. Kein Problem, mein Freund. Good match, Alexander. Bis demnächst.
Gameplay in The Journey is split between training sessions, which is a handy way of brushing up on your FIFA skills or learning new ones, and actual match days. If your standing with the manager isn't high enough, you'll be starting on the subs bench, only coming on late in the match with a few minutes to make a good impression.
At this late stage of the game.
The drama of those missed opportunities is that much more pronounced when you've got Hunter's career on the line.
Yeah, for me, having a story mode like this is a way more appealing way to play FIFA. Because I want to see Hunter do well, which in turn makes me want to be better at the game. And anyone who's seen me play FIFA on Pocket knows that I get heavily invested in winning. Through pass. Go Johnny! Go Johnny! Go Johnny! Yes! 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 And I feel like they've done a really good job here of making it feel as though you're actually playing for something.
Yeah, I mean, you're playing for another cutscene. I just feel like there wasn't enough depth to the story. And everyone's like, oh, Hex wants story and everything, and this is a game about sport. But like, if you're gonna put a story in a game, then, make it a good one. Go all the way, man. But what story is here, it has some heart to it at least. For example, when Hunter gets loaned out to a club in a lower league, you see the disappointment on his face. But it's your opportunity to prove yourself and maybe finally bag a few goals.
It's Alex Hunter. Great stop.
Where I feel like The Journey fails is there's no branching story paths. Everything's just set. None of your choices mean anything. It's not your journey, it's Hunter's journey. And unfortunately, Hunter's a bit of a boring knob.
No, I loved him.
Really?
I loved him from the start. I thought he was relatable and likable and I wanted him to succeed.
Yeah, maybe when he was 11, but it's like when his dad left, he left and took his son's personality with him.
Oh, brutal. Disagree. I did think there was going to be a lot more conflict and drama, though, than there really was in the game. I mean, from the trailer, it looked like it was going to be like Friday Night Lights, but, for soccer. And you're right, the dialogue choices didn't really mean anything.
It's just pointless.
Looking sharp today, Hunter. Can't say I'm surprised. You got football in your blood, lad.
You can choose to be either cool or fiery or balanced in attitude, but it only affects a favorability rating with the manager or how many virtual Twitter followers you have. It's such a missed opportunity. Like, if I choose to play Hunter or fiery and arrogant, then management should be trying to dump me from the team, but the fans won't let them. Or if I get too big for my boots, then the other players could isolate me or haze me, and I'm like, I don't need any of you guys, because I'm dating a Spice Girl.
I mean, I guess it does let you roleplay his personality a little bit, but yeah, I was totally up for Mass Effect football, but that's not really what this is. What I'm hoping is that EA really sees the potential of it, though, and then adds more layers to, next year's game.
Yeah, except they called it The Journey. Hunter really does not struggle that much.
No.
Pretty much right at the start, you're offered a top-flight contract with any club in the Premier League.
Just don't go rushing into any decisions, okay?
Your journey is just the car ride from Hunter's bedroom to a comfy seat on a private jet. What about starting me in the lower leagues or a local club level, so then when I do finally crack the Premier League, it means something?
Yeah, I mean, they do try to build some ups and downs in there, but I probably would have preferred a more rags to riches story too. I do think The Journey is a good single-player mode, though. I mean, it motivated me to play more FIFA than I usually would.
Yeah, I do definitely think it's a step in the right direction. And another big change to the FIFA series this year is the switch to the Frostbite engine. Best known for being the bedrock of the Battlefield games.
Yeah, it definitely looks better in close-ups. You can really appreciate it there. The players look all flushed and sweaty. But otherwise, I think they've been careful to make sure this feels like a FIFA game. The animations and physics pretty much feel like FIFA 16, so switching engines hasn't brought about any major transformation to the gameplay. Which is good? Or bad?
Well, I think some feel like the game was ready for a big overhaul, and I only say that because one of Good Game's producers, Cloudbusting, who plays a lot of both FIFA and Pro Evo, assures me that this year's Pro Evolution 2017 is the more responsive and fluid game of football. It just doesn't have the authenticity that EA's deep pockets can afford. But we'll have to take him on his word.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't played the new Pro Evo yet, but I did think FIFA 17 felt a bit sticky with the animations and the passing. Maybe that's just a personal thing. I know some people like that.
The stickier the better, I say. Just stick in my foot and I'll run into the goal. And the rest of the game is the usual overabundance of modes and different ways to play that FIFA fans have come to expect. So I feel like the journey is the major drawcard here for new players who are wondering if they should invest in FIFA. You know, over Pro Evolution 2017, which might have the better flowing football. Cloud's words, not mine.
Well, we certainly went into this review with the aim of focusing on the journey because it made us so curious. And I think it creates an interesting point of difference between the two football franchises that probably makes the decision even harder. I mean, over here you've got a unique football narrative, and over there perhaps technically more proficient football simulation. And which one you go for really comes down to personal preference.
And speaking of personal preference, what are we going to score it?
Well, from my perspective as someone who doesn't follow real football, I think the journey, for all of its flaws, is just the more appealing option. It just couches the gameplay in something that's more familiar to me. So as I put down my controller and hang up my boots, I'm going to give it 3.5 out of 5.
Well, as someone who is currently wearing the skin of a couch as a suit, I'm not going to pretend that I understand nor appreciate all the intricacies of the mechanics of FIFA 17, but I do know that the journey was actually kind of a successful way for me to get invested in playing the game, and it achieved its goal. I'm actually playing more and more of FIFA 17, so I'm going to give it 4 stars.
Welcome to the club, mate.
Hi, you alright, Alex? Yeah, I see your debut. You've done well. See you around.